Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Tusken Raiders 4-pack. That includes the Chieftain. So I picked this up from Hasbro Pulse. It arrived today in the mail. So if you have pre-ordered this from Hasbro Pulse, wherever you are in the world, I'm sure it's not too far away. So before we take a look at the box, in this video we will be taking a look at all of the figures loose. We will be getting them all out, checking them all out, and also I will do a little comparison with the Tusken Raider that we got as part of the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm, which at present is the most up-to-date Tusken Raider that we have, apart from the ones in this box. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as we're going through this video. Let's take a look at the packaging first of all. So there we go. We've come to expect these boxes now, always sort of like a two-tone with then one extra colour. So you've got the black and white, and then on this one you've got like a brown for the Chieftain. He looks pretty cool. Vintage Collection on the top there, and the back of the box always shows you the 4 that you get actually in the pack. So there's the Chieftain once again with the brown on him, and then 3 other Tuskens. So, pretty cool box. Obviously, these are really for people that open their figures. If you're a carded collector, you may not be interested in these figures at all. I don't know. I'm sure, like many people, you probably wanted the Chieftain on a card back. But you know, they might do that in the future. They might give us the Chieftain on a Book of Boba Fett card back on his own later on. You know, who knows? But yeah, these are the boxes that we're used to. So let's crack it open and take a look inside. As always with these 4 packs, when you open them up, they have 4 baggies inside, labelled A, B, C and D. These are like waxy type packets. Part of that sort of, you know, plastic free packaging thing that they were going with. But yeah, we don't need plastic in these at all. So I'm quite happy with the way they're packaged. Alright then, so here they are out of the packaging. And my first impressions are of the set is that it's great. It's a really good way for us to be able to build out our Tusken Raider armies. We've never been able to do this before, so it's a good way of doing that. Of course, you do get the Chieftain, so he's sort of like on his own there on the left. And then these 3 here, they are all the same figure. They're the same sculpt pretty much. But because there's all different colours and different paint apps and different soft goods, and not just the colour of the soft goods as well, different types of soft goods. You can actually see this one here has got more of like a skirt with a split in it, whereas these 2 have got like the full skirt. All 3 of these have a different type of robe, if you like. So this one here has it going over the head and with his arms sticking out. This one here is more of like a sort of cardigan type effort. And this one here reminds me a little bit of Anakin Skywalker from Attack of the Clones. It reminds me of that soft goods. It's got those sort of like pieces that come down over the shoulders. The arms are loose and things like that. It looks really, really good. You know, as I say, the different paint apps, even with the different heads. This one's got more of like a sandy coloured head. This one's more of like a light beige. This one's got other paint apps going on with the black around his face and the black on the head and everything. So they've made all 3 different to each other, which I think is great. And then, of course, you've got the Chieftain, which is the standout figure because he is newer than the others in terms of the sculpt. His upper body is new because they've had to sculpt in all of his sort of jewellery and stuff, his necklaces that go around his body. And also the head is slightly different as well. He has a completely different sort of mouthpiece, and the horns on his head are different as well. Plus, he also comes with that awesome looking staff. Talking about the staff, the other accessories that you get in the set quickly before we look at each individual figure is you get 2 of the long rifle, which are once again the bendy plastic, but they do have a bit of silver detail on there, you can see. So you get 2 of those, and then you get 2 gaffy sticks, and they are basically your brown with the silver at the end, and they are identical to each other. So each Tusken Raider can hold a weapon, and then you have 1 weapon spare if you want to change it out, depending on how you want to set up your armies. But now we've had a quick look at the figures lined up like that, we're going to have a quick look at them all individually, close up to the camera, starting off with the Chieftain. So first of all, here is the Chieftain's staff. You've got some nice detail there on the end, which has been painted gold, and the rest of it is like brown, but it does have some sculpted details on there as well. Pretty cool, and obviously it makes him stand out from the other Tuskens. Okay, so a bit of a close-up of the first figure here. This is the Chieftain, and you can see the head sculpt is different to the others, but he looks pretty cool. Do like him. And there's all of that detail I mentioned on the chest there. So all of that's sculpted in. It's not like a separate piece or anything like that. He has his belt, And then you have the soft goods underneath. Now, I do believe, if I remember correctly, that these are the legs from Obi-Wan. This is the legs that they've used, I think. You can see the strapping around the ankle there. I'm pretty certain that that was the case. I think it's the Jabba's 4-pack that uses the Cal Kestis legs. So I may have that the wrong way round, but I'm pretty sure that that is the case. And you can see he's like a sort of almost like a peachy orange colour underneath his body there. And of course, with those new legs, it means that we do have rocker ankles and we do have the new barbell hips as well. You can just see up there the new barbell hips. So using those legs, which are underneath the robes, and you don't get to see them anyway, I think that's pretty cool because it gives all of that articulation that you need from a modern figure. The only thing that I would say about the articulation of these figures that I don't like is that the wrists do not have a hinge in them. They are still just a swivel, but they do move around, and you know, they aren't going to break like they did with the original one that we got on that 50th anniversary card. You know, when I reviewed that figure, I was lucky, you know, that the hands survived because they did snap. But unfortunately, no hinge on them, which is a bit of a shame. They didn't go the whole hog and update the articulation fully, but you know, it looks pretty good anyway with this set. And I'm not going to really sort of complain too much about the lack of the hinges on the wrists. I think it's just good to have this 4-pack. They all look awesome. So that's the Chieftain. Looks pretty cool. And now we'll move on to the first Tusken. And here he is. And this is actually the favourite of the three for me. I like the sort of paint apps that they've gone with the head there. He looks really, really menacing. That black sort of paint apps on the head there. I don't know whether that's like a scar or something. I don't know. But as I said, the bodies are all the same. So you get those pouches that go across the body and around the waist. And of course, they are using the same legs as the Chieftain. They have the same issues with the arms and the hinges on the wrists because it's using all the same pieces basically. The head is on that big ball, so it does just pop off, but you still get plenty of motion on there. But as I say, they have sort of pulled from parts from an older figure, but you know, it's a good update in my opinion. And the other thing I like about this figure as well is that robe that I talked about. It does remind me of the robe of Anakin's, where it has all these sort of tassels coming down and everything. I think that's pretty cool. It makes it different from the others, which is a good thing. So that's that one. And this is the second of the Tuskens, and this is something that we're a little bit more used to really. Classic head there with the classic colours. That's like a sand sort of tan colour. Matches his robes, and his robes are very much like a cardigan. As I said, he just puts his arms through them like that. And he has the soft goods split on his legs there. And he has black legs, whereas the previous one had like tan legs. So they are switching up the colours, making them all different for you. And I think that's pretty cool. So that's the second one. And finally, the third one. And again, very much what we're used to. I think this head very much looks like what we got with the 50th anniversary, but I will show him in a second so we can compare. And his body is tan, the others are black up above, and he also has the same colour all the way down. So more of your traditional Tusken Raider, but of course he does have this sort of overthrow on his top here. His soft goods goes over the head. You know, you can't undo that. If you want to take that off, you have to take the head off, and his arms just go through like that and it drapes down. So pretty cool that they've done sort of 3 different types of soft goods for the Tuskens and painted them all differently. And you can really sort of mix that army up. Okay then, and here's one of them up against the other Tusken Raiders that we've had previously. This one in the middle is the updated 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm version that we got in the Vintage Collection. And this one here was the Vintage Saga Collection one from, what, 2007. This one and this one are pretty much exact in all ways except the updated paint scheme, which wasn't really great. Obviously, they've gone a step further with these new ones and given them like all the articulation on the legs and things like that. Just the wrists that we're missing. But it is really, really great to be able to mix and match. Of course, these are your sort of original trilogy, A New Hope versions, and these are your Book of Boba Fett. But I'm sure the clans can mix on your shelf. They're going to look awesome either way. And yeah, I'm just really, really happy that we've got this 4-pack. I think they should be doing more of this sort of thing. Not too sure if they should have put the Chieftain in there. Maybe they should have offered him as a single figure on a card back, and then maybe, you know, offered just 4 different Tuskens in the pack with a slightly cheaper price point. I think that might have been a little bit better and would have sort of served all different types of collectors, because then you've got the carded collectors that are happy because they managed to get the Chieftain on a card back, and then loose collectors can get a nice 4-pack proper army builder pack of 4 sort of Tusken grunts. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to know your opinion in the comments section below as always. I want to thank you for watching this video. Drop a like down below if you have enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts of the set in the comments. And I thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. Your support has been awesome, so thank you so much for that continued support. I really do appreciate it. And we shall see you on the next one.